The Jungle Inside, written by Avril Sabine. Dedication. For all those who ever believed in magic. Book description. All Eden wanted was one normal weekend. She finally had a friend who knew nothing about her family. A friend who didn't believe the rumors, because witches didn't exist. But as usual, nothing was going according to plan. Her mother had promised no magic while Tory was visiting, but she couldn't help doing one simple spell before Tory arrived. It was a pity there was nothing simple about the results. Chapter 1. Eden groaned when she opened her eyes. Strands of vine still crept in around the frame of her closed bedroom door. Groaning again, she rolled over and buried her head under her pillow. It didn't help. She could still see them clearly in her mind. Dark green tendrils creeping through the edge of the door and across the white of the doorframe as they reached out to the cream-colored walls. She flipped back over and threw her pillow at the door. The dull thud caused something to screech on the other side. Eden rolled out of bed, keeping her gaze on the door. When no other sounds filtered through, she moved towards her Duchess. No wonder I never have friends over. Again her gaze was drawn to the door. Why couldn't she have a normal mother who did normal things like, she stopped mid-thought, as she tried to come up with something normal. What did she know about normal? Obviously nothing. She grabbed the brush off her Duchess and ran it through her short sandy brown hair. After sliding in a couple of clips to hold it out of her green eyes, she rummaged through the clothes on the floor of her wardrobe. She gave the t-shirt and skirt of her school uniform a shake before she changed into them. Pausing at her bedroom door, Eden took a deep breath. It was quiet on the other side, but she remained in place. Last night she'd learned that quiet wasn't always good, but that didn't mean it was bad either. She couldn't stand here all day or she'd be late to school. Her stomach rumbled. Besides, she was hungry and wanted breakfast. Picking up her school bag, she slung it over one shoulder and took hold of the stout stick that leaned against the wall. Opening the door slightly, she peered into the hall. Where there had once been faded floral carpet, there were now leaves and vines. Only the odd patch of the carpet showed through. Most of the walls were hidden by vines, and in some places large tree trunks seemed to grow out of them, roots snaking across the hidden carpet. Colorful birds and monkeys moved about in the thick vegetation, and unseen creatures scampered through the undergrowth. But it was all strangely quiet. The birds no longer sang and the monkeys had ceased their chatter. Eden froze in the doorway. Wasn't silence in the jungle usually a warning? She glanced around the narrow hallway, made even narrower by the vegetation. Everything seemed safe. Maybe it was her they were afraid of. She gripped her stick tighter. Standing around staring was not getting her anywhere. Eden slipped into the hall, closing her bedroom door behind her. She promised to get rid of it. She always promises. But does she ever do what she promises? Shaking her head, she hurried along the hall, swinging her stick to break the vines that blocked her way. The same action she'd been forced to use to find her bedroom last night. She stopped in front of the bathroom door and had to pull vines away from the doorknob before she could open it. It's always the same, Eden muttered. You think she'd learn by now? It never ever, Eden screamed, slamming the bathroom door shut. Her breath came quickly as she backed away, stopped from retreating further by the wall facing the bathroom door. Around her monkeys screeched and birds squawked as if they'd also seen inside the bathroom. No. Oh please no, she whispered as silence returned to the hall. I'm imagining things. I have to be imagining things. The monkeys and parrots I can handle. Even the creepy things that never show themselves. But this is too much. Maybe it was just my imagination. Hesitantly Eden stepped forward, her hand outstretched. Just as she touched the bathroom doorknob, shrieks down the hall made her scream again and jump back, her hand pressed against her racing heart. It was a monkey. Only a monkey. She looked up the hallway, but her gaze was soon drawn back to the bathroom door. Come on. Just open the door. Eden groaned and closed her eyes. Great. Now I'm talking to myself. I never talk to myself. Mutter occasionally, but never talk to myself. What can I expect? It's crazy here. Of course I'm going insane. Only 16 years old and they're going to cart me away and lock me up with all the other completely insane people. Her fingers tightened on the stick. This is crazy. Completely and utterly crazy. Taking a deep breath and straightening her back, Eden stepped forward, opening the door. Her mouth dropped open and she stared at the tiger crouched on the bathroom mat. There was a low rumble and then the tiger's muscles bunched like it was going to jump. With a scream, Eden slammed the bathroom door shut. There was a thud and the door shook. Eden's breath shuddered out as she backed into the wall. That's it. I've had enough. Forcing shaky limbs to work, she stormed along the hall and down the stairs, swinging her stick as she made her way through the lush growth. Startled monkeys shrieked at her and parrots flew away, loudly voicing their annoyance at being disturbed. Don't talk to me like that. Eden pointed an accusing finger at one of the monkeys. I belong here. You don't. Fighting her way through the jungle, Eden finally made it to the kitchen, dropping her school bag on the floor. Mum? Opal Merritt looked up from the large, old, leather-bound book she flicked through. Good morning, love. Sleep well?